1985, and I started facilitating nationally in 1989. I do about 3 plans a year. Okay. Now I'm doing more because I also had the chance to retire. So I retired a year ago. 10 years ago, I went to the university. Okay. So what happened, my career was in 1969, I started teaching. I taught for 10 years. I was a principal for a year. I was an assistant superintendent for 6 years. Then I moved into superintendencies, and I have 14 years as a superintendent. At the end of that, I had an offer to go to a university and teach graduate school and lead a research thing at the university. So I did 10 years at the university, and then last June I retired. And so now this is what I do. I do this in coaching. I actually have an unbelievable opportunity working with Jewish day schools. I got into a trip, I did a trip to Poland, and because of that, I got pulled into an organization, and I do a lot of coaching of board presidents and executive directors of Jewish day schools. So I'm around a lot. My commitment here would be to facilitate this plan and make sure it's the best plan that you have. I have other associates that sometimes they come in and they help the action teams. Okay, some people may train action team leaders, but in this one here, I'm committed to the whole plan. I'm probably going to do the whole plan here if we do it.
So what support do you have supporting you?
Well, there's an organization behind us. I don't know, what do you mean by support?
Well, I'm thinking in terms of keeping the process going here. If you are the lead person and you're coming to town, what happens in the meantime, and do you have support that works with you when you're putting the plan together, or when you're working with us in putting this plan together? Is there more support than just yourself in developing this?
Yeah, there are 5 of us who facilitate plans, okay? And if there's ever a question, you know, the president comes in himself as we do it. Most of the time, we're pretty standalone, okay? I mean, I come in and do what I need to do. We're in contact all the time. Then every action team leader, and I mean, my number is out there to everybody. My email is out there to everybody, and we're in touch all the time. I do, if you remember that process there, I'm in and out of the district a good bit. But that's why I'm not here every day, and that's why I need to train an internal coordinator. I need someone in the district who knows where the process is going, and I always say it's like the guy in the circus that has those plates up on sticks, and he's spinning those plates up there and making sure they don't fall down. So the internal coordinator is spinning those plates all the time, and you know, sometimes you just need to talk to some team that's not moving forward enough, and they spin them a little bit and get them to go again. And so that's what they do as we come in and out.
Go here. Sir? Basically, we've talked a lot about around what we're talking about, but what are we talking about? Is the question. What is the goal of bringing Cambridge here, or bringing the other team that's here? What are we trying to accomplish here? What is our strategic objective by bringing you in?
You're asking that of me?
Yeah.
I could tell you why people bring me in. I don't know the exact reason here, what they hope to accomplish. Okay? The reason I'm invited in usually is because we can usually develop a much stronger strategic plan as an external facilitator than someone from within the school district.
What would that typically be? I mean, use another district you have already done. That, you know, they were here and we got them there.
Oh. Yeah, there are some districts that I've been in since like 1990, and I go in almost every year, do an annual update. Every couple years we do a new whole retreat and everything like that. I can tell you a number of years ago, not a number of years ago, about 5 years ago, the state of Pennsylvania was offering awards, competitive awards. They were going to award 4 school districts $5 million for technology to do research on what's the best use of technology in schools. We were in 3, we were working and doing strategic plans in 3 of the 4 districts that got the awards.
How about school district rankings? Here in Plano?
that's where the main office is. I come out of Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. You have districts that have moved up in their state standings by leaps and bounds, by a good measure. We're, right now, our district is rated at 296 out of the 510 school districts that are in the state for district-wide rating. And Plano's is rated at 128 out of 807 districts. I know that a lot of our concern is that our students, in fact all of our concern, period, is that each of our students gets the best education possible. There is no other goal for educators. So what has your company done to make that move up on a measurable way, or even immeasurable, worthwhile? I mean,
most of the action that comes out of the strategic plan, we provide direction, okay? We're not here to implement, okay? So with direction as we work with the action teams and we work with the planning team to identify what areas we need to focus on in order to improve. And then it's the community who looks at what are the actions we need to take in those areas in order to improve. And then it's the responsibility, it's the step number 12 up there actually, that talks about the mutual commitments and expectations. We work with the administrative staff to be able to identify who's the best person to get things done in each of those action plans.
I have time for one final question. I think you have one, Bridget. Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Maybe we'll get 2 minutes. Not too long.
I'll be really quick.
Okay.
I'll connect online. One of the things that I am concerned about is including parents in the process.
Right.
But partially because, first of all, identifying parents is sometimes difficult to get them involved. And then secondly, because we do have a lot of people who work second and third shift in this community. How will you help our community identify parent participants, and then how do you work to help them accommodate their schedule so that they can participate?
The scheduling is usually, like I said, we talk to the action team leaders about how they want to schedule their team meetings. Sometimes they pick a night and say every Wednesday, like some school districts I'm in now, and I find it probably most effective in some places, where they say every Wednesday night we're going to meet. And then that way, some of the administration can be around so that they go in and out of these meetings and they're available, okay? Some places they need to do their own schedules. Okay? So what happens is in some school districts, and I mean I think it's unique here that you have a board meeting during the day, okay, or a workshop meeting. I mean that's in very, very few places. So if we can accommodate in some way, I would have to talk to the superintendent and the board to see how would we accommodate that. Maybe they're willing to say that each action team can have 3 days or 4 days where you may bring in substitute teachers. And so teachers and the committees could meet, you know, during the day on a certain committee if it was important to do. I mean, we work with you to make it work is what we do. Okay. The scheduling itself is right internal. You know, again, we facilitate is what we do. Okay. So I try to facilitate to make this happen. And we work with everybody to see what's the best way we can do that.
Guess something quick, Dave?
Yeah, 2 quick questions. Maybe getting at what Dan was trying to get for one. How many full-time employees does Cambridge have?
There are 5 of us who facilitate strategic plans, and then there's probably another 5 or 10 people who are the strategic services like bond issues, crisis communications, I mean, I'm trying to think all the different things that they do there. They'll help school districts in a lot of ways. So what normally, go ahead. Yes, right. $150? I can get 100 in most places, anywhere. In the smallest school district, I can get 100. It depends on how important we make this. You know, if we communicate the importance that this is really, you know, again, if there's we're at a crossroads in the school district, and